Have you ever prayed with everything you had, and all you got back was silence? It's not the usual silence you get when things are peaceful. It's a different kind of silence. A silence that weighs on the air, that seems to scream from within. A silence that hurts. And the more you talk to God, the more it seems like He's hiding. And then the doubt begins. Has He abandoned me? Am I talking to emptiness? But what if I told you that this silence is not absence? It's a warning. One of the most dangerous, one of the most profound, and almost no one realizes this before it's too late. Today I'm going to tell you what's behind this silence that invades your soul. Because what you're feeling could be God's last attempt to save you from something much bigger than you can imagine. You know when everything in life slowly starts to lose its meaning? Nothing excites you anymore. You don't feel like getting out of bed. It's not depression, it's something else. It's as if your soul is trying to scream from within you, but it can't break through the wall of your flesh. It's an emptiness that can't be filled with anything. Not with money, not with praise, not with distractions. It's the kind of pain that only those who have been there understand. You try to get closer to God, you close your eyes, you speak with faith, you cry out in desperation, and the sky remains silent. The answers don't come. The signs disappear, and you start to convince yourself that you're alone. But here's the thing no one tells you. This silence is not punishment. It's a warning, one of the most serious. Because God only becomes silent like this when you are about to cross an invisible line, a line that separates those who can still return from those who are getting lost without realizing it. At first, you still try to distract yourself. You turn on the TV. You go out with friends, you pretend that everything is fine, but deep down that silence returns whenever loneliness sets in. And the scariest thing? Even surrounded by people, you still feel that hole inside your chest. And that's when many give up. They think they've lost faith, that they're no longer worthy, that God doesn't listen to them because they've made too many mistakes. But what few understand is that God's silence is often the last resort, because words no longer touch you, signs no longer scare you, people no longer convince you. So He takes everything away, including sound, including comfort, including answers. Because only when everything stops do you begin to hear what really matters. It is in this dark, cold, directionless place that the soul begins to writhe, and in this discomfort, the truth begins to appear. Have you ever noticed that this silence always appears when you are distancing yourself from yourself? When you are living a life that you no longer recognize? When you begin to accept things that you once said you would never accept? When the promises you made to yourself become distant memories? God is not silent because He hates you. He is silent because you have strayed so far away that any word from Him now would just be another noise that you would not hear. And here comes the twist, because this is where many fall. This is exactly where the other side takes advantage. The enemy knows how to recognize a desperate soul. He knows how to identify the moment when God's silence becomes unbearable. And that's when He shows up with His sweet voices, His shortcuts, His easy promises. He disguises Himself as consolation, relief, and a solution. He offers you exactly what you want to hear. He breaks the silence, but at the cost of your truth. Many people fall here because they prefer the lying noise to true silence. They prefer the lies that comfort rather than the truths that heal. And when they realize it, they are already too far gone. With their soul sold in emotional installments and their conscience anesthetized by distractions disguised as peace. But if you are hearing this now, maybe there is still time. Maybe this silence is precisely the last thread that still connects you to God. Because yes, silence is also speech. It is speech for those who have ears. It is a cry for those who have learned to listen with the Spirit. And if you are hearing this cry now, then listen. God is calling you, not to punish you, but to break you, to rebuild what you destroyed within yourself, to tear out what you allowed to enter, to awaken what was already dying. Maybe you don't need any more words. Maybe you just need to be silent too. Because when everything else is silent, what remains is what is true. And God He always remains. Comment here if this woke you up. Talk to me. Talk to him. If you felt that this silence is not in vain. Right here. I hear you, God. This could be the first step to getting out of the darkness.